My dad, on a Saturday morning, would have a list of projects for all five of us. And knowing full well that we all had our own agendas, which were largely sports related, and he would always say, well, you can go whenever you get your projects done.
Ron Peltier's life is testimony to getting projects done. Beginning on St. Paul's East Side, Swede Hollow, one of 5 kids growing up on the ice rinks and playing for the likes of Herb Brooks and St. Paul Johnson coach Lou Cotroneo.
These guys really taught you, an incredible work ethic and the commitment that you had to put your cleats on or your skates on and get up every day and give it your best. And anything, less than that was just unacceptable.
His Johnson hockey team made it to the state tournament all 4 years, and Peltier wound up as High School Athlete of the Year. He went on to the University of Minnesota as a Williams Scholar and captain of the Gopher hockey team that played for a national championship.
Ron Peltier, whose overtime goal gave Minnesota a come-from-behind win over Harvard in the semifinals.
As I worked my way through my athletic career, I began to think, well, this is exactly what I need to do in the business world, is to minimize my mistakes and to deliver the best performance that I can every day, every week, every month, every year.
But Ron Peltier of Minnesota deflects it right in front of Brady.
And if you do that, good things are going to happen.
They did. 6 years after joining Edina Realty as a salesman, he became its general sales manager, its senior vice president, and in 1992, its president and CEO.
Ron was a lot of the energy behind the growth and the dominance that Edina Realty has had in this market. He's a hardworking, tirelessly hardworking guy. His personality and energy just pushed that organization forward ahead of all the others.
Bottom line is, buying and selling a home is a major life event for a couple, and it deserves the attention, it deserves the care of someone who is not just doing a deal, is helping people navigate a very complex part of their life.
Helping to navigate that part of their life is the reason for Home Services of America, Peltier's idea of one-stop shopping for a house, mortgage, title, and insurance.
We have 38 companies rolled together. They operate under 21 brands in 20 states, and we're coast to coast. We have a footprint that stretches from Southern California to Annapolis, Maryland, and all the way down to Miami, Florida.
Ron's been out front with integrity and servicing people and doing things right for people as they buy and sell their homes, and out of that he's made money, but money has been the byproduct of the higher goals I think that he's had.
Those higher goals, East Side values, appeal to Warren Buffett, who bought Home Services 9 years ago for his Berkshire Hathaway group.
He has exactly the same values, and I would say maybe he would say that we have Omaha values. He can take the most complicated thing and make it simple. He can understand the basic drivers of business almost instantaneously. He basically looks for good in people and in places.
One of the places where Ron Peltier's judgments and counsel are sought is Washington, D.C.
The tax stimulus has been probably an impact of about 400,000 first-home buyers.
And there's probably no better guy to do that because he sees it from all sides.
The mortgage structure lost its moral compass. All of the guidelines and the sort of the criteria to get a mortgage that I know you're used to, that where you actually had to have a W-2, you had to qualify, you had to have a job, and you had to have certain guidelines, and you had to be creditworthy. All of that disappeared. You got people that were speculating in real estate for the purposes of gain, not for the purposes of owning and occupying a home.
Home and family for Ron and Arlie, his wife of 40 years, are their son J.P., his wife, and their 4 children, and daughter Janae, her husband, and their 3 children.
If I could sort of define it by the great friends and the great family, and the great associates that I interact with, if that's what really should be defined as successful, I'm the wealthiest guy in the world.